हेलो गाइस एंड वेलकम टू माय चैनल द फॉरेक्स ट्रेडर्स। एंड ये एक पांचवा चैप्टर है और सप्लाई डिमांड ट्रेडिंग का। अभी तक आपने एफ सीखा है एंड एस बी आर बी एस सेटअप सीखा है एंड दिस इज टाइम फॉर द किंग ऑफ पावर पैटर्न्स विच इज क्वाजीमोडो पैटर्न also known as QML. And welcome to the year 2025. This is the chapter which you were all waiting for, and this is very important for me, and it should be very important for you as well, as यही setup मेरा bread and butter setup रहा है, which I almost trade every day, and in almost every setup I have this Quasimodo pattern inside. Okay, so this is the first part of the class, and I learned it by luck. I found it somewhere. I don't know. मुझे एक वीडियो मिला, उस पर बहुत कम व्यूज थे, एंड then instantly this pattern started resonating with me. So Quasimodo का ये introduction होगा. So what is a Quasimodo? It is actually a fictional character, and ये term एक Malaysian term है. मलेशियन लोगों ने ये टर्म निकाला था. एक्चुअली में Quasimodo जो कैरेक्टर है, ये अगर आप देखेंगे अगर इस स्लाइड में, तो ये डायरेक्टली इसका देखिए, अगर इसका लेफ्ट शोल्डर और राइट शोल्डर बराबर है और इसका हेड देखिए किस तरह ऊपर जा रहा है, तो सेम इस क्वाजीमोडो के कैरेक्टर की तरह दिखता है ये पैटर्न. और यहाँ पर देखेंगे नीचे की साइड इस पैटर्न में ब्रेक इन मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर मिला है. दैट मीन्स इसने ये लो तोड़ा है, और ये लो तोड़ते ही क्वाजीमोडो लेवल हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड. This was a bearish example. In the bullish scenario, you can see that it is just a mirror image of the bearish Quasimodo, right? Same thing, price does this, price makes a new low, then breaks the previous high, right? So a Quasimodo level has been formed because it gives a break in market structure, and a Quasimodo QML level is formed. Okay, so this is very, very simple, and you can take your time and to understand it. I will explain it in great depth, and it is also called over and under pattern or double cheater strategy. So you can find it out in many ways, in many names, but it is a very powerful pattern, like you will learn now. Thank you. Let's move on. So now we will go a little bit in depth of Quasimodo. With Quasimodo, what are the types of Quasimodo? And of course this is a basic one. This is called a quick retest Quasimodo level, QML. So what do I mean by quick retest? So जैसा कि आप देखेंगे स्लाइड में, ये जब इसने लेफ्ट शोल्डर बनाया और उसके बाद जब इसने लो बना के जब उस हाई को तोड़ा है, ओके, तब अब उस हाई को तोड़ने के बाद वापस ये नीचे आया और इसने जो पिछला लो था जो बनाया था वो तोड़ा. उसके बाद ये जब ये वापस आया तो ये बहुत जल्दी वापस आया है. क्यों? जैसे कि इसका नाम सजेस्ट करता है, क्विक रिटेस्ट. ओके, इट केम वेरी फास्ट. सो द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द लेफ्ट शोल्डर एंड द राइट शोल्डर, इट्स लाइक इन 1:1 रेशियो और 1:2 रेशियो, जो उनके यहाँ पर आने का टाइम होता है. ओके, सो वो कहलाता है क्विक रिटेस्ट. एंड द नेक्स्ट वन is, one second please. Okay, the next one is this one. This is called a late retest Quasimodo. Okay, and why is it's called late? It's so obvious. It takes a lot of time. Okay, it does a lot of price action, then it returns to the our Quasimodo level. Okay, so it's called a late retest, and between that it makes a lot of price action. Mainly there are three types, like fake outs or diamond pattern or the compression. Okay, and मैं आपको ये भी समझाऊंगा later in the course. I will explain about all these types, and so that's all about the late retest Quasimodo. These are the points: the fake out, the diamond, and the compression. These are the price action, जो कि प्राइस को दोबारा आने में इतना टाइम लगता है, तो उसके बीच में ये प्राइस एक्शन करता है. ओके, सो नाउ वी गो अ लिटिल मोर इन डेप्थ अबाउट क्विक रिटेस्ट Quasimodo. So now we look at the quick retest Quasimodo. So if you look here at the left shoulder and the right shoulder, जो गैप है इन दोनों के बीच में, ओके, द गैप इज वेरी स्मॉल एंड इट इज़ ऑलमोस्ट सिमिलर, राइट। जो लेफ्ट शोल्डर है और जो राइट शोल्डर है, उन दोनों में जब वापस आया राइट शोल्डर तो उसमें गैप बहुत कम है, एंड आई टुक वेरी लेस टाइम टू मेक द राइट शोल्डर, okay, to fall again from the Quasimodo level, okay, and of course top one जो है वो sell side setup है and bottom one is for buy setup. और आप देखेंगे red arrow, there are clear break in market structures, right, so these are proper Quasimodo levels. And now let's look at the criteria of Quasimodos. So the criteria of the first number point, the reversal Quasimodo pattern, okay, तो हम trend continuation Quasimodo के बारे में पढ़ेंगे, बट जो reversal Quasimodo pattern होता है वो head and shoulder pattern की तरह लगता है, okay, जो अगर आपने head and shoulder pattern जरूर देखा होगा, और ये लेकिन हेड एंड शोल्डर से काफ़ी डिफरेंट है, बिकॉज इसमें अगर आप रेड एरोस देखेंगे तो एक ब्रेक इन मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर मिला है, दोनों साइड में देखेंगे, दोनों एग्जांपल्स में, ओके, एंड हेड एंड शोल्डर में यूजुअली इक्वल लोज और इक्वल हाइज होते हैं, ओके, एंड यहाँ पर तो काफ़ी एक्सटर्नल स्ट्रक्चर ब्रेक मिला है, तो ये बहुत पावरफुल क्वाजीमोडो है, क्वाजीमोडोज है, एंड प्राइस का काफ़ी चांस है कि जो गोल्डन एरिया है यहाँ पर आके इसको वापस गिरने का, राइट। सो हम और भी कंफर्मेशंस लेंगे, एंड जो ये बाहर एक्सटर्नल मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर ब्रेक है ये भी एक बहुत अच्छा स्ट्रॉन्ग कंफर्मेशन है, बट वी विल हैव मोर कंफर्मेशन, एंड इफ़ यू विल बैक टेस्ट इट देन आपको और कॉन्फिडेंस और ज़्यादा बढ़ेगा अपनी ट्रेड्स लेने पे. एंड सो वी मूव टू सेकंड पॉइंट इज दैट इट विल क्रिएट एन एनगल्फिंग कैंडल on a higher time frame. Okay, if you look on the higher time frames, you will find engulfing candles there near Quasimodo levels. Okay, and the third point is both shoulder and return, the right shoulder, both shoulders time, return time is almost same. Okay, वो usually एक रेशियो या एक 1:1 के रेशियो या 1:2 के रेशियो में रहता है. एंड लेट्स अज्यूम कि अगर लेफ्ट शोल्डर में 4 कैंडल है तो राइट शोल्डर में यूजुअली 6 कैंडल, 5 कैंडल, 8 कैंडल, है ना, दिस काइंड ऑफ टाइम लगता है मतलब पहुंचने में इस रेशियो में. सो और दिस इज क्विक रिटेस्ट इज द बेस्ट काइंड ऑफ सेटअप एंड इट इज़ वेरी फ्रीक्वेंट सेटअप एंड you will notice this many times if you back test it. Okay, and fourth point is that it has a very small stop loss. Okay, and I believe आप लोग most of you people are learning supply and demand and Quasimodo, and because आप चाहते हो कि अपना low risk रहे, very very small stop loss रहे, and आप risk काफ़ी lower कर सकते हो अगर आप बस practice करते रहो. Then you can even have sniper entries which will reduce your risk even smaller. Okay, so the fifth point is that at bigger time frames there are hidden quick retest need to change to smaller time frames to identify MPL and DP. So I will explain a little about MPL and DP right now, and later I will explain in details. Okay, MPL is maximum pain level and DP is called decision point, and these we use as our confirmations. These are very strong and very easy things, very easy to spot. This is a very good quality of MPL and DPs. These are very easy to spot. I will teach you how. Okay. The sixth point is that look out for bearish or bullish engulfing or kink pattern in DP. Okay. डिसीजन पॉइंट जो होता है आप देखेंगे अगर इन एग्जाम्पल्स में तो गोल्डन एरिया है जो वो डिसीजन पॉइंट है. ओके, और गुड न्यूज़ ये होती है कि बहुत ज़्यादा ऑब्वियस होते हैं. मैंने जैसे अभी बोला इनको पहचानना बहुत आसान होगा, बट ऑब्वियस तभी होंगे जब आपको इसको बैक टेस्ट करेंगे. ओके, अदरवाइज यू विल हैव अ लॉट ऑफ डाउट्स. ओके, सो वंस यू बैक टेस्ट यू विल अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द एग्जैक्ट एरिया टू एंटर एंड रिड्यूस द रिस्क एज मच एज पॉसिबल. ओके, एंड द सेवंथ पॉइंट इज यूजुअली Quasimodo quick Quasimodo levels is the right shoulder of a Quasimodo late retest, and I will explain to you our seventh point more in the next presentation about the late retest Quasimodo. Okay, so of course now we will look at the late retest Quasimodo. This is a bit complicated because आपको देखना होगा बहुत सारा प्राइस एक्शन जैसे कि अपन ने देखा था कि क्विक रीटेस्ट में जल्दी से प्राइस आता है, कम टाइम लेता है और क्वासीमोडो पे आके रिवर्स हो जाता है, राइट. बट इन लेट रीटेस्ट प्राइस विल take a lot of time. It will do a lot of price action and fake outs. So so this is a sell setup and this is a buy setup. और within this range when the price creates QML, जब इस रेंज के अंदर ओके और जब दोबारा आता है तो उस बीच में एक बहुत सारे ट्रैप्स बनाता है. ओके ये या तो ये फेक आउट हो सकते हैं या फिर डायमंड पैटर्न्स हो सकते हैं या फिर कंप्रेशन हो सकते हैं. मैं आपको समझाऊंगा इसके बारे में. बट ये लॉट ऑफ प्राइस एक्शन होता है. दैट मीन्स इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम टू एक्टिवेट द ट्रेड. ओके सो मैं आपको सारे ट्रैप्स के बारे में अच्छे से समझाऊंगा एंड दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू लुक फॉर दीज ट्रैप्स. एंड इफ यू फाइंड देम देन यू विल हैव A+, AAA+ सेटअप. ओके and let's look at the criteria for the late retest. Okay, the criteria number 1 is that it is very complex. Late retest is very complex because we have a lot of price action and the price action comes into the shapes of fake out, diamond and compression, and it is not like you can choose one what will happen, right? It can be combination of things. It can be fake out and compression, it can be diamond on compression, or it can be fake out or diamond. Okay, so we have to be careful with these late retest Quasimodo. Okay, second point is that we have a very big stop loss. So what do? We do not take high big stop losses. We change to lower time frame to identify MPL and DP points. MPL being maximum pain level and DP means decision point. Okay, so we have to be very precise in this. On real charts it's very different. Right now in this example it is perfect example, right? But on charts it will be very different. But we will learn how to understand all this. So third point is that it needs a lot of confirmation because जब हम lower time frame पे जाते हैं there is a lot of price action and traps. बहुत सारे ट्रैप्स होते हैं और क्यों होते हैं ट्रैप्स? बिकॉज बिग बैंक्स मैनिपुलेट करते हैं मार्केट को विद देयर बिग ऑर्डर्स. दे नीड टू मैनिपुलेट द मार्केट इन ऑर्डर टू मेक मनी, राइट? इन ऑर्डर टू बाय समथिंग देयर नीड टू बी अ सेलर, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई वी नीड अ लॉट ऑफ कंफर्मेशन टू एंटर फॉर हायर एक्यूरेसी. द फोर्थ पॉइंट इज दैट देयर आर 3 टाइप्स ऑफ फेक आउट्स. Price action mainly, fake outs, diamond and compression. Okay, and later I will show you a lot of examples on chart and I will give you a brief introduction about these soon. Okay, so after quick retest and late retest, of course we have reversal Quasimodo. What do I mean by reversal Quasimodo? It's just a different type of Quasimodo. Okay, this is a reversal Quasimodo. So of course you imagine that the price is going up, breaking higher highs, and in the first example, in the second example, it's breaking lower lows, right? Then it creates a Quasimodo level. This means the whole structure is reversing. Okay, in the first example from bullish to bearish, in the second example from bearish to bullish. So price क्या करेगा? प्राइस जोन में आएगा, इस ब्लैक जोन में, and it should reverse. It's not 100%, but mostly it is very powerful pattern, so it will most likely reverse from these areas. So now we look at the characteristics. The first one is that it has a very high risk to reward ratio if we are able to catch it. So this is one of my favorite kinds of Quasimodos. Obviously, just what I told you, it has a very high risk to reward ratio, and if you just need expertise in being able to catch it. Okay, so and why is it risky? Because you are actually going against the trend. You are trying to catch a reversal. Okay, so the key is to always look for traps. Always try to find traps in different time frames. Okay, सो आपका जो अगर आपको रिवर्सल पैटर्न लग रहा है वो हो सकता है वो डायमंड सेटअप हो एंड कैन बी अ ट्रैप. तो आई विल एक्सप्लेन हाउ टू स्पॉट दोज. ओके, Second point is that always check for traps in higher time frames. I just like I said earlier, अलग टाइम फ्रेम्स में, बेटर टाइम फ्रेम्स में हमेशा ट्रैप्स ढूंढो कि ऊपर आपके एक और QML है बनी है कि नहीं है, क्या ये ट्रैप हो सकता है. एंड दिस इज़ अ की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक. एंड लॉट ऑफ पीपल आस्क मी कि पेंडिंग ऑर्डर लगाएं, एग्जीक्यूशन ऑर्डर लगाएं. तो इट ऑल डिपेंड्स ऑन यू. अगर आपका कॉन्फिडेंस है और अगर आपके सामने एक ट्रेड है, अगर आप एग्जीक्यूट कर सकते हैं कॉन्फिडेंस से, तो आप करिए. और अगर ट्रेड आपकी दूर है तो पेंडिंग ऑर्डर लगाइए. और बस एग्जीक्यूशन में ये होता है, स्टॉप लॉस कैन बी बिग एंड द ट्रेड कैन बी रिस्की इन द एग्जीक्यूशन ऑर्डर्स. So these are the characteristics of reversal pattern. It can be very high risk reward. So we will learn it in greater depth when we will go on the chart. So now let's look at the trend continuation Quasimodo. So suppose just assume that the price is breaking lows. That means overall price is bearish. Then the price doesn't go any in a linear way. Okay, it will have a pullback. Okay, so it has a pullback. And then it makes a QML like you see in this example, right? So if you see the black box, the price will come back to this and probably fall from here, or it will maybe not exactly like this, but it can be variations of the same thing, and you can easily spot it once you have some experience with the back testing. Okay, the price made a Quasimodo in the continuation of the trend, which is not a Quasimodo reversal. It is a trend continuation Quasimodo, right? So what the price can do, it can just make a quick retest Quasimodo and just fall from this black area. Okay, and in this example, this is a bullish scenario. This is a buy setup. It's important that the low is in the first example is broken. If you see the red arrow there, the low is broken. That is very important. Okay, and in the second example, the high is broken, right? So that is very important. And then what it can do in the second example, it can come to the black box to our Quasimodo level and then reverse, go into buying from there. Okay, so the characteristics of the trend continuation Quasimodo is first, the reward is not as high as a reversal QML, but it is the safest. So the most important point is that it is the safest because the trend is in your side. Okay, you are trading with the trend, higher time frame trend, so it's gonna be very safe. Okay, then the second point is that check for confirmation on higher time frame. I always tell my students, always look for confirmations on higher time frames, because higher time frames are the strongest time frames. Okay, and confirmations, as many as you have, the better your setup will be. Okay, third point is that it is a very low risk kind of trade. I said earlier also, you are going with the trend, and whenever you trade with the trend, you are already very safe. एंड इसका ये Quasimodo दिखना, इस टाइप की Quasimodo ट्रेंड कंटिन्यूएशन दिखना भी बहुत आसान है. यू कैन इजीली स्पॉट इट, एंड द स्टॉप लॉस विल बी यूजुअली very low. So these are the ideal type of trades traders like to enter. And now we will move on the charts, and I will give you many examples of the prior concepts that we have discussed. So let's move. So as our first example, we are at the GBPCHF chart. So let me first clear everything up. So आपको दिखाता हूँ मैं, बहुत ही शानदार ट्रेड थी जो हमने कैच की थी QML की इस पे. Okay, so as you can see, we are on the 4-hour chart, correct? The chart is 4-hour. Okay, so as you can see, there is a clear beautiful QML, right? See, price is going up, it made a lower, it made a higher high, it made a lower low. That means it broke this particular low, which was very important low, and it broke it completely, right? That means a QML has been formed. Okay, a reversal QML. Okay, because the structure, the downside break of a structure is very big. Okay, so what do we do next? So first of all, we know that there has been a break of a structure. Okay, and we mark the previous high and we mark it as a QML. Okay, so what do we have to do now? We have to find a supply, a valid supply from where we can sell. Okay, so we here the last candle before this down move. Okay, this is our supply. Okay, and what we will do, we will just place our pending order over here and just let it run. Okay, wherever our TP is, our first TP is here, and from here we are buying, but the last TP would be around here at this area, the swing TP. So this is the first example of a Quasimodo reversal. Okay, this is a Quasimodo reversal example. Okay, I will give you more examples. Let's move on to the next example. So now we have another example of trend reversal Quasimodo on SP500. Okay, on 30 minutes charts. Okay, so let's decode it. So what was happening here? See, price ऊपर जा रहा है in an uptrend, right? It is very clear, and price made a higher high because it broke this high, right? And then what the price did? Price retraced a bit little and it broke this low, right? See, this was a very important low. Price broke this low. That means a trend reversal Quasimodo level has been formed because the trend was up and now the price has shown a break in market structure downside. That means a trend reversal Quasimodo has been formed. Now what do we do? What do we have to do? We have to find a valid supply over here. Okay, so what is the which is a valid supply here? Like we see here, there is a lot of liquidity over here, right? You see these fake outs. This is called liquidity, or you can call it a fake out. But above this, we can see a fresh supply. See, this last bullish candle before this down move, okay, which caused this break of structure, right? This is a very good supply. So what we will do? We will just patiently wait and place our pending hour little above this high and just aim for whatever targets will be reasonable, right? So see now, see what happened. This is a classic example of trend reversal Quasimodo. See how the trend changes now from up to down. You see, isn't this madness? This is so nice, right? So now we have had two nice examples of reversal QMLs, and I will show you now the examples of trend continuation QMLs, and then we will move forward. Thanks. Let's move forward. So now guys, we are on the GBPJPY chart, on the 1 hour chart, and this is an example of trend continuation QML. Okay, so as you can see, the chart the chart is always going up. Most of the times you see GBPJPY is going up, right? So if you see, the chart is extremely bullish, but then it retraces suddenly, right? Okay, but it is, as you can see, it is very bullish, right? So what happens next? We see that in a very bullish trend, the price ने एक Quasimodo level बनाई है, जो कि इस ट्रेंड के ही साथ में बनी है, इसके ट्रेंड के ही डायरेक्शन में है. देखिए, अगर ध्यान से देखेंगे तो अब यहाँ पर देखिए प्राइस ने क्या किया. प्राइस नीचे आया, इसने हाई बनाया, लो बनाया, एंड इसने एक और हायर हाई बनाया, विच मीन्स इसने ये वाला हाई तोड़ दिया. ओके, और ये अप ट्रेंड में ही हो रहा है क्योंकि ट्रेंड के डायरेक्शन में ही हुआ है. दैट मीन्स ट्रेंड कंटिन्यूएशन QML हैज बीन फॉर्म्ड. ओके, so what we will do, we will mark this as a QML. Okay, and we will mark here as a break of structure which it gave, showed us that it has changed its character, right? So now what we do, we will find demand here. What is our demand? The last bearish candle before this up move. Okay, this is our demand. So what we will do, what we always do most of the times, right? We will just place a pending order over here, stop loss just below this wick, and we will target the highs. Okay, so let's play this, and I will show you how it played out. See what an amazing trade. See, right? If our actual TP would be here, right? above this, right? Above this supply, just a second, right? So it hit TP like nothing could stop it, right? This is the beauty of a trend continuation QML, because see, the trend is up and the QML we saw was in the direction of the trend, not a reversal QML, right? So let's move to the next example. And here is the fourth example of a trend continuation. This is actually a second example of trend continuation, but overall fourth example of a QML. So as you can see, GBP USD chart is currently very bearish, right? Very bearish chart. As you can see, it is just downtrend, right? And what we see here, see, we see that the price created a QML for downside. That means a trend continuation. How do we know that? See, the price is coming down, okay, coming down. It made a high and it then broke this low, right? First, what the price did, price broke this high, so price made a buy, a high. That means price cheated all the sellers over here, right? Whoever was selling was stopped out, right? Then price reversed. That means price cheated the buyers. Buyers will cheat ho gaye, sellers will cheat ho gaye. That's why it's called double cheater strategy. Okay, and trend already down tha, so we know that it is a trend continuation QML, which is a very powerful, very successful strategy, because it is with the trend, right? We are going with the higher time frame trend. So what do we do now? So we go on the lower time frame. Okay, we were on the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so we need to find a perfect entry, okay, that matches with the QML. Okay, where is the QML here? Let me show it to you again. Here is our QML. See, okay, see this high, low, broke this high. This is our QML, right? So we will need an entry near this QML level. Just a second. Okay, so what is the area that is aligning perfectly with this area level? Okay, so here if you see here, we will see a very nice supply that matches completely perfectly with our MPL zone. I will explain later what is an MPL zone. This is actually a MPL zone, maximum pain level. Okay, so see this Maribozu candle and this Maribozu candle, the wicks between these candles. This is a very important thing. If you learn this, it will change your trading. Okay, so this will be our supply. Okay, so what we are gonna do, we are gonna put our faith into the strategy. Okay, and we know that it always happens. If it is in complete alignment, then it works. Okay, so what we do, we will just as you can see, we can see a supply like this over here as well, right? So we have two supplies. Okay, so what we will do, we will just place our stop loss over here around 30 pips. That's not too much, right? There are there are some ways to there are some trades are typical, so you have to trade them in a typical way. So here will be our TP. It is very obvious support, right? And we will go for 1314 risk reward. Let's see what happens. Okay, the price comes up. Okay. Now see, wow. Price mitigates both these levels. Now look at the beauty of these levels, right? Okay, I'm pausing for now. See, I just told you a great secret, right? The Maribozu candles जो होती है, इनके बीच में जो ये विक्स एरियाज होते हैं, देखिए ये जो विक्स एरियाज होते हैं, राइट, ये बहुत ही अच्छे सप्लाई और डिमांड एरियाज होते हैं. अब देखिए इस वाले एरिया पे किस तरह से रिएक्शन दिया प्राइस ने, एंड जस्ट एग्जैक्टली दिस प्राइस ने इस एरिया पे देखिए किस तरह से रिजेक्शन दी है. सो दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट लेवल्स एंड ऑल्सो नाइस ट्रेंड कंटिन्यूएशन QML, right? Very nice example. I'm very glad for this. Okay guys, and I wonder how many of you ended till now. किसने पूरा वीडियो देखा? अगर आपने देखा तो लाइक कीजिएगा, सब्सक्राइब कीजिएगा और हमारा टेलीग्राम ग्रुप ज्वाइन कीजिए. हम फ्री आउटलुक शेयर करते हैं, फ्री एजुकेशन एज वेल. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग. नेक्स्ट वीडियोस में और इन्फॉर्मेशन लेके आऊँगा, आपको सप्लाई डिमांड का मास्टर बनाऊँगा. And I promise you sniper entries and hassle-free trading and unlimited money. Just work hard and back test. Okay? Take care. Good night. Thanks for watching.